Hey there everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is the second video on AWT classes in Java, and inside this AWT classes today I will be explaining about the event handling in Java. And in event handling I will be explaining about the action event class today. And the remaining mouse listener, key listener and the window listener I will be explaining in the further upcoming videos. And today let's solve a project on this action event class. So first let's learn some of the basics. So whenever we are using this action event class, we have to implement an interface, and that interface name is action listener. So this is the interface. I have to implement this in my program. I have to implement this action listener interface, and inside this action listener, I have to take a method, and that method name is action performed. Action performed. This is the method name. I have to implement this interface, and I have to write this method. So inside the action listener, I am having only one method, and that method is action performed. You can see the chart over here. Here you can see this is the action listener interface, and inside this action listener interface, I have only one method. And that method name is action performed. And this is the first one I will be explaining today. Guys, there are so many interfaces, that is mouse listener, mouse motion listener, and even you can see the respective methods inside the interfaces. So all these interfaces I will be explaining in the further upcoming videos. So today I will be explaining only about the action event interface. Sorry, action event class, and inside the action event class I will be explaining about the action listener interface. Guys, you can see what is this event. Inside this event listener, this event listener is a marker interface. So what is this marker interface? Let's go to our Eclipse and let's see what is this action, what is the marker interface. So guys, whenever we are starting our program, first we have to take a container. The container might be a frame, applet, or it might be panel, anything. In this video I will be extending the frame container. You can even extend the applet container. Okay, so now I will be extending the frame container. So I have extended the container, and I have to, since I am using the action event class, I have to implement action listener interface. So here I have implemented this action listener interface, and let's go into this action listener and let's see the code. Guys, you can see over here public interface action listener, and it extends the event listener. So what is this event listener? Let's go and let's check. Guys, you can see this event listener is also an interface, but this interface is empty. It doesn't have any of the methods inside this. Guys, in interface we have three types of interface. First one is the normal interface. In normal interface we will declare all the methods, but we will not write the body of the method. We will only declare the methods. The methods might be minimum one or maximum 2, 3, 4, 5 depending upon the conditions. And the second one is the functional interface. In functional interface we can implement only one method. We can only write the declaration of one method in functional interface. And the third interface is the marker interface. The marker interface is nothing but it doesn't have any methods inside that. So this event listener is a marker interface. Why do we require this marker interface? Guys, I don't want to go into the depth. I'll just tell you about the layer I will explain this concept when I explain about the object oriented concepts. So this marker interface is nothing but it will tell the Java compiler that this is the listener class and you have to perform some actions. You have to perform uh, some actions whenever some event appears. Like if I press the button, there is an event, and for that event, I have to get the response. So this marker interface will tell the compiler to do some actions based on the certain events happened in the program. So you can see the comment line over here. This is nothing but a tagging interface that all event listener interface must extend. So all the event listeners will extend this event listener. So this is nothing but a parent interface. We can even call it as a parent interface. Okay. And here you can see this action listener will extend this event listener. Event listener is a marker interface. And this action listener is also an interface. And inside this action listener interface, we have only one method, and that method is action performed. Action performed is a method inside the interface. So what is an interface? Interface is nothing but it contains the blueprint of the class, but when we write any method, all the methods will be public abstract and all the variables inside the interface will be uh, final. Default, all the variables, all the variables you declare inside the interface will be final. Means you cannot modify those variables. And this method, that is the action performed method, is public abstract method, and it contains only the declaration. The definition will not be there inside any interface. And you can see it contains only the declaration, that is the action performed declaration. And this action event is the object, and it will hold the information about the event that happened in the program or in the code. Whatever the event happens, that if I click a button, that is an event, and that will be recorded inside this e variable. I think you have understood about this method that is present in the action listener interface. We have only one method inside this action listener interface. Why do we require this action performed method? I will explain this I'll explain this in few minutes, but the basic is we implement this method in order to perform some actions. Like if I click a button, I want a text to be displayed, or if I press a button, I want the color of the background to be changed. It might be any of the actions. You can perform any actions by using this action performed method. Let's go back. Guys, you can see there is a red line displaying, there is a red line given here in AWT. It is showing some error. Why is this happening? Because there is a rule when we implement any of the interface inside any class, that class must give the definitions for all the methods present inside the interface. Like in action listener interface, I have action performed method. So this AWT class should compulsorily give the definition for the action performed method. So this was the concept. I think you have understood the basics. And in the previous video, I had explained everything about the container and everything about the components like button, label, checkbox, etc. Guys, whenever we use this action listener, if I use button, label, I can use this action listener interface. For every specific components, there is a associated there is an associated interface. Like if I am using button or label component, I have to implement action listener. The other interfaces may not support button or label. So there are some specific interfaces for some specific components. Like if I use button or label component, I have to implement action listener. If I implement mouse listener, it may work or it may not work. But for action listener, I have to like if I use button or label, I have to implement the action listener. Why? Because I am recording the action whatever I do on the button, and I want some event. Whenever any event happens, I have to record that event, and I have to display something, or I have to do some actions upon those upon the components, and I have to display. So this was the concept. So without delay, let's go and let's practically understand what is this action listener and what is this action performed method. So let's go over here, guys. Since I am using the frame container, I am using frame container over here. So I will be using the constructor method. Constructor. If you extend applet, applet is also one of the container. So if you extend applet, you have to give init method over here. Remember, guys, very important. If you implement applet, you have to change even the package, that is import java.a applet, you have to give over here. Since I am extending frame, I will not use init method, but I will use the constructor. Okay, the constructor is nothing but it is the same, it has the same name as that of the class name, and it doesn't have any return type. And inside this constructor, I will be implementing all the components. I will be adding all the components, and I will be registering some of the interfaces over here. So let's quickly start coding, guys. First, what I will do is I will create a button. What I'll do is I'll globally declare this button and label. Like, I don't want to declare inside the constructor. Here I'll declare the button. Guys, I will be using button and label components inside in today's program. So I will be declaring the button b1. Let it be one button, and I will take a label l1. I think this is enough. And here I'll create the object, and inside this object I will do something like click me, and this will be the name of the button. And I'll take a label equal to new label. I'll create the object, and inside this label I will give I am a label. Okay, now I have declared, I have created the objects for all the components. Now what I will do is, since for this frame there will be the size of the frame, I will declare the size of the frame, I will declare the size of the layout, etc, etc. So what I will do is, first I will declare the size. So set size, and inside this size I will give the x-axis and the y-axis, sorry, the width and the length I will give over here. I'll take the width as 400, and I will take the height as 300, and I'll take over here set size, set visible. Is why we are using the set visible, because I want to see the frame, so I'm using the set visible. Like, if I won't give the set visible true, I won't be able to see my frame container. So if I want to see my frame container, I have to write set visible true. And I take a set layout. Guys, why am I using the set layout? I will be explaining this after a few minutes. Why? Because if I tell it theoretically, you may not understand. So I'll tell that later. And new flow. Okay, this is not the flow layout. Give me a second, guys. I think I forgot the syntax. Flow. This is not the syntax. Give me a second, guys. Set layout as new flow layout. Guys, why am I giving this set layout as new flow layout? I will be explaining this few minutes. I will be explaining this in few minutes. Why? Because if I explain this now, you won't be able to understand. Okay. And what I will do is here I will be adding all the components. I will be adding all the components to the container. So first I will add the button, that is B1, and I will add the label, that is L1. After adding the components to the container, what I will do is I will register this button. Since I have not registered this, I will register this button dot add action listener, and here I will pass the current object, that is this. This refers to the current object, that is the frame. So this will give me the current object, and this button, whenever I click on the button, this add action listener will invoke the action performed method. This add action listener will invoke the action performed method. So here I have registered the button. You might ask me why you have not registered this label. You could do like L1 dot add action listener. Guys, this is not required because I don't have to do anything with the label. Label is just a title that is given to the button. So I don't want to do anything action on this label. Label is just the name for this button. That's all. I'm not performing any action on the label. I want to record the action of the button. So that's why I have added the button to the action listener. So after doing this, what I will do is I will implement the method inside this. So in order to implement the method, what I will do is here I'll go to the source, and inside the source I'll go to the not override, yeah, the override implement method, and here I'll select this action performed method, and here you can see all the methods which is present in the action event. In this action listener interface, we can see all the methods present inside that, and here I'll press OK, and you can see the auto generated code. And what I will do over here is whenever I press the button, I will change the background color. Okay, and here I will write this dot set background, and here I'll write color as, I'll change the color to yellow. So whenever I press the button, the background color would be changed to yellow. And that's all. Let's write the main function, and in the main function I will call the constructor. Guys, remember I am using the frame container over here. If you use the applet container, even you can use the applet container or the panel container. So if you use the applet container, you cannot use this constructor. You have to use the applet. You have to use the init method. And I think this is the program. So let's run this and let's see the output. Okay, I'll click this, click me. Now you can see the background has been changed to yellow. Yes, why is this? I am a label displaying on the right side. I want this to be displayed in the left side. So how can I do this? I'll go back. Guys, since if you press the cross mark over here, this window will not close, this frame will not close. I have to explicitly write system dot out dot exit 0, but I have to use window listener interface. So since I have not yet explained that concept, I won't be using that here. When I explain the interface of window listener, I will be explaining over there how to close this. But since I cannot close inside the program. I'll close this in the taskbar as end task. You can go to your taskbar and you can close this. And what I will do is, guys, I forgot to explain this set layout flow, that is new flow layout. Guys, what is this line doing? Guys, this line is adding the components one by one horizontally in a row wise. It is adding all the components. Like first it will add the button, since I have added the button first, and second I have added the label. So first it will add the button and second it will add the label, but I want the label to be displayed first and the button to be displayed after the label. So for that, what I will do is, first I will add the label and then I will add the button. It depends upon the order you add the components to the frame. So first I had added the button, so it was giving me button as the first, and here I will add the label, and after adding the label I'll run this, and now you can see this label is in the left side and the button is in the right side, because first I have added the label and second I have added the button. Guys, you can even write set layout as null, and you can give your own x coordinates and y coordinates. uh, you can, that's your choice, you can give your own coordinates, that's left to you. I will also teach that, but for the I have some time limit for the YouTube video, so I want to complete the code and the explanation as soon as possible. Why? Because the video will be too lengthy if I explain every topic. So I have given this line because everything will be displayed in a row wise and with a correct orientation. And when I click this, you can see the background has been changed to yellow. So this was the basic program. So let's go to our project. So this was all something related to basics. So I will close this, and after closing this, what I will do is, guys, I think everybody are familiar about the IPL season going on. So I have decided to do something related to IPL, and I want to mix the concept of that IPL inside this program. So let's start doing this. So my project is simple. What I will do is, whenever I click on the button name I will give as, I'll take the three teams. First I'll take as CSK, second RCB, and third I'll take Mumbai Indians. And when I press on the button named CSK, the background color should be changed to yellow. The background color should be changed to yellow, and even a text should be displayed that how many cups the team is owning. Like if I press on CSK, there must be a message displayed that CSK has won 5 trophies. And if I press on Mumbai Indians, there must be a message displayed that Mumbai Indians own 5 trophies, in that way. So let's begin the project. I will just do modifications inside the code. The code is a bit similar, but there will be some modifications. Since I'm using 3 buttons, I'll take 3 buttons over here. I've taken only 1 button. Here I will add 3 buttons. This would be P1 and P2 and P3. So these are the 3 buttons, and for each button there will be a label. So I will add the label for each button. So these are the 3 buttons, 3 label buttons, and I'll take one more label. This label would be the message that I will be printing in each team. Okay. Since I have declared only 1 button, what I will do is, here the button name I'll change it to CSK. I'm the label. I'll give the label as label 1. Since I am taking 3 buttons over here, I will be creating the 3 buttons. I'll copy this, and here I'll be pasting this. Sorry for the bad orientation, guys. I'll just align this properly. Yes, if you have not yet liked my video or subscribed or shared, please do that. And here I'll just change the variable name. P2 L2, P3 and L3. So these are all the button names. And the team name, I'll give this as RCB over here. And this I'll change to I am the label 2. And here I'll change this to Mumbai Indians MI. And here I'll change the label name as I am the label 3. And let the frame size be the same thing. Let the width and height of the frame size be the same. And everything is same. And here what I will do is, since I have added only L1 and L2, L1 and B1, I'll be adding other 3. And here I'll change this to L2, and here I'll change this to B2, here I'll change this to L3, and here I'll change this to B3. And here I have registered only first button. I want all the 3 buttons for me, so I will register all the 3 buttons over here. So again, my bad, sorry for the bad orientation, guys. And here I'll change this to B2, and here I'll change this to B3. Now I have added all the buttons inside this. And one more thing I forgot to add, that is the message. This is also the one more label, and here I'll create one more message, and new label. Guys, since the message has to be printed, so I will not type any message over here. I'll just leave some blank space so that the message will be displayed according to the button pressed. So I'll just leave empty, and here I will set the foreground and the font size, everything for the message. Message dot set font. I'll use this set font, and inside this set font, I'll first give the font name. I'll take Arial as the font name, and let the font be bold. For that, font dot, I'll take it as bold, and I'll give the font size as 14. I think 14 is one more thing, guys. Here I have to add new font because this is the method name. Now it's perfect. Yes. And here in the next line, what I will be doing is I will be giving the font color. I'll give the font color over here. So what is the method for that? Set foreground. I will just see this. Yeah, the last it is. And here color dot. I'll give the font color to be black. Okay, done with those things. And now the main task is in this action performed method, guys. So what should be my action? Whenever I press on the button CSK, I should get the background color yellow and the text to be displayed as CSK has won 5 trophies. For that, what I will do is, guys, since the event has been recorded in this E object, my event has been recorded. So I will create an object for this. And object, I will give something. I'll take select as the variable name, and not new actually. There's e dot get source. So when I give this get source method, I will be getting whether I have pressed B1. I'll get the information whether I had pressed B1, B2 or B3. And here I'll write an if statement, if else statement. If select, if the object is, if the button is B1, then what you do is you change the background color to yellow, and I want to display some text. For that, you display, that is message dot. There is a method called set text. Set text as CSK has 5. Change this to small. CSK has 5 cups or 5 trophies. Okay. So this was for the CSK button, and yeah, okay. Uh, and now I will do the same thing for RCB and MI. I'll select this and I'll do the same thing. I'll just change this as B2. This is B2. Then change this as button 2 is RCB. So change this as RCB has 0 trophies. Okay, and I'll set the color to red. Sorry for the RCB fans. And I'll change this to B3. And here I will change this as MI has 5, yes, trophies. And here I'll change the background color to be blue. Okay. Since I cannot use multiple effects, I'll use else if. Else if is better. Okay. Else if is better. Okay, then I think all the conditions are perfect. Yes. Done with the program. Yes, let's run this and let's see if there is any error that I encounter. I have used 3 buttons. I have got this. I'll press on CSK now. I'll press on RCB. I'll press on MI. Color is changing properly, but my text is not displaying. What would be the thing? Let's go to our program and let's see. Why is the text not displaying? Yeah, guys, I forgot to add this. I forgot to add this label, this message component to the container. I forgot to add this. Now I have added. Now let's run this. Okay. Now I'll press on CSK. You can see the message has been displayed, but why is this message not displayed? I think the space is not, the alignment is not proper over here. I'll increase a bit. Where did I leave the space? Over here. Here I'll just increase a bit space and I'll run this. Okay. Here I'll press on CSK. You can see the message has been displayed. CSK has 5 trophies. Now I'll press on RCB. You can see RCB has 0 trophies. I'll press on MI. You can see MI has 5 trophies. So this was the project on CSK, RCB and Mumbai Indians. I have mixed IPL, and since the IPL season is going on, I had planned to do this project. Okay, then I think the concept is clear. I don't think so. There might be any doubt over here. So this was a small project related to the action listener interface. So whenever I want to use button or label, I will be implementing this action listener interface. So this was the concept. And here you can see many of the interfaces listed. since the video would be too long, I have decided to do 5 to 6 interfaces, and this would be the part one of the action listener interface. And next, I will be explaining about the mouse listener interface in the next video. So, thank you. Bye bye. Please like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. Thank you. Bye bye.